All right, we're going to talk about commission plans today. Commission plans are important to any of us that have ever been a salesperson. I've sold for most of my career, so I know how these things work and have seen good ones and bad ones. You can have massively different outcomes with the same group of salespeople based on how you design a commission plan. Why? The reason is that commission plans are basically payment plans for the sales team. It's how they make money. It's a super important thing to salespeople. So if you set this thing up correctly and you line incentives correctly, you can get behaviors that are beneficial for the company. If not, you get confusion and frustration from your salespeople. So let's talk about how to design a commission plan, what some various commission plan ideas are, and then I'll give you guys a little exercise that you can ask yourself, sort of a Mad Lib, if you will, of how to design a commission plan. So the key thing to understand here is that commission plans are supposed to align incentives with behavior. You're supposed to think about what you want to have happen and provide incentives, substantive incentives, to get salespeople to execute toward those things. I know this from experience because I am one and have been one, that salespeople are basically lever-pulling monkeys. They're not that complex of a group of people. They are motivated primarily by money. So depending on what levers you want them to pull, they'll just pull them over and over and over again. Sometimes in a way that seems like it's bizarre behavior, but that's really what they'll do. So set up the correct levers and then set your monkeys loose to pull them, and you will be successful. It's setting up those levers that's the key. So really you're going to ask yourself this question of how do you want them to behave? What do you want them to do? Keep that in mind as we talk about these examples. So some principles of designing a commission plan that are important. The first is simplicity. The more complex you make your commission plan, the less the monkeys will understand it. And if the monkeys don't understand it, they won't pull the right levers. And they'll get confused and pissed off. So when you're thinking about, do I do some complex sort of waterfall or do the simple payment, err on the side of simplicity. Also, think about what you want. This sounds like an easy question, but it's actually a hard one. What is important for your company? This is going to be different for different companies and at different points in time. Is it margin? Do you want to make profit? Therefore, don't give the sales guy the ability to discount. Only pay them if they sell the product at full margin, or pay them more if they sell it at full margin than if they sell it at a discount. Do you want revenue? Who cares about the margin as long as you break even? We'll give the sales guy a bunch of ability to discount and pay them on the revenue that they generate, not on the margin they generate. Sometimes it's more important for companies just to be generating revenue, even if it's break even. Do you just want more clients? Is it important to you to say that you're growing and that you have examples of clients? In that case, who cares if you're even generating revenue? You may pay a sales guy a commission just to sign up a client, even if they're not paying you. Also, do you want new product adoption? Are you very successfully selling your core product, but you're releasing some 2.0 version of your software or a second version of your widget? If that's the case, then pay them more to sell the new product and less to sell the old product. You can see where this is going. You're essentially going to think about these things and choose what combination of those are important to the company. I want them to sell the new product, but I want it at full margin. Well, maybe you get a flat fee bonus if you sell it at full margin. And we'll talk about some more examples, but those are the what do you want question turns out to be really important. Also, be wary of relativity. What this means is if you make commissions hugely different for different products, product lines, or in different situations, once they become way different from one another, that there's a big commission for one product and not a very big commission for another, your salespeople will just focus entirely on the product where there's big commission. They'll just stop selling the other products altogether. So you have to maintain some semblance of relative balance or provide a quota structure that requires that they close a certain relationship of one product to another, twice as many of this product as this product or what have you. That's important. Also, if the commission plan fails, if you see confusion or people don't like it or they're not getting paid, then change it. That's an easy one. This is a little bit harder. If your commission plan is extremely successful, meaning your sales guys are beating their quotas and getting paid a lot of money, don't change it. Let the team get paid for the period that you have set it out for, maybe a year or what have you, but let the team get paid. That's important, otherwise salespeople get really pissed off when you change the commission structure right when they start making money. Also think to yourself ahead of time, if this guy closed $100,000 in business and I was guaranteed that I knew that was going to happen tomorrow, would I write him a check for 20 grand? Often or whatever your commission rate is, often the answer is yes. You're like, yeah, I would do that tomorrow. Well, as things go better and better over time, Don't change your mind now just because you've seen that the product is selling. Let these guys make their money, and then go ahead and change quotas and change the plan for the following period of time, fiscal year or quarter or however long it's set out. Also, equality for all. If you've got a bunch of sales guys, give them the same commission plan. If you've got a bunch of sales support people, give them the same commission plan. It can be different for different employees, but don't make it different for different people. Once they find that out, they get pretty pissed off. The monkeys are competitive, it turns out. They will fight with each other and argue over territory. So, all right, so try and stick to those principles when you're designing a plan. Let's look at sort of how commission plans are used inside the company. These are three very simple options. You can have a sales guy working on all commissions. You can have people working on salary plus commission, so they may get a base salary every month, but then they're getting commissions on what they close. Or you can have something like salary plus commissions plus some bonus structure that you set up. It doesn't really matter how these are used. You just want to make sure that you get the right behaviors. If you're really, really concerned with closures and you don't care about anything else, all commissions is sort of the way to go. If you want them to have a steady job and be long-term with the company, then salary plus commission. You can sort of put two and two together on these ideas. So let's talk about some elements of commission plans that are important to understand. These are very basic elements. Well, the first is called acceleration. Acceleration simply means that if you hit your quota or you perform, that you will get a higher payment when that happens. So this is inside of a time frame. So if my quota for the quarter is 15 grand and I sell 15,000, I get a commission rate of 10% on that. Every dollar above that, I now get 20%. It just means that your commission rate accelerates when you hit your goals. And you can do this annually, you can do it quarterly, you can do it biannually, it doesn't really matter. But the concept of acceleration is usually very attractive to the salespeople. It means that they can make a lot more money if they perform over a certain goal threshold. Pay schedules, this is also really important. When do you pay the commission? Again, you want to align this with what do you want. If you want margin, great, but you better wait until you get paid, because what if the customer closes the deal and never pays you? You could pay the sales guy at closure when they get a signed contract. You can pay them at invoice when the invoice is sent to the customer. You can pay them pay them when the customer pays you, when the product is delivered. There's lots of options. But you want to make sure if you do it at close, all the sales guys, all the monkeys are going to care about is closing the deal. They're going to and no matter how crappy those deals are, or what they've told them, or what promises have been made, you got to be careful. If you do it at payment, then they're really concerned about making sure that the guy pays his bills. So you just want to align your payment plan with those things. Clawbacks are another thing. Sometimes if you do pay in that close and the guy doesn't pay you, you can take back your commissions by not paying in future commissions. So that's something also you can build in. And then also special bonuses. Sometimes the sales manager has some latitude per the year or based on certain behavior, or if they close an account that's really important to you, or if they steal one from a competitor, they can say, you know, here's a one-time bonus for this certain type of behavior. So given all this stuff, here's a little exercise, a little Mad Lib you can run. Let's ask yourself these questions sort of in this order. First of all, what pay structure do I want to use and why? Do I want to give them a salary plus commission? Do I want to give them all commission? And then say, what should my commission target be? So what do I want them selling and how much? What products do I want to commission heavily? What don't I want to commission so heavily? What are their targets for the quarter? How much do I think they should sell? Is there acceleration? Then say, how am I going to pay commissions? Am I going to pay on which pay schedule? At close, on invoice, at payment? So set up the when the commission actually gets paid. And then think about bonuses. You know, what special behaviors do I want to incent? Is there something in particular that sticks out of my head as being really important? That's actually a decent exercise to go through in your brain. If you really think about those questions and answer each one, you're sort of 80% of the way to having your commission plan built. So, really important, commission plans, incent behaviors. Your team full of monkeys will just pull whatever lever you put in front of them. So make sure that the levers that you set up are aligned with what your company wants, and make sure that you change it if it doesn't work, and that it's a simple, understandable plan that's driven around whatever the goals for your company are. So that's sort of the basics of commission plans.